Welcome to Financial Roll Call. I'm Johnny, a police officer and military veteran. This channel is about discipline, long-term thinking, and building financial security the same way we build careers, through consistency, structure, and decisions that compound over time. No hype, no shortcuts, just clear thinking and repeatable systems. Every few years, the same cycle happens. Contract negotiations begin. Rumors spread. Morale rises. People say, just wait until the new contract hits. Once we get this raise, we'll be good. Back pay is coming. And then the contract lands. Maybe it's 3%. Maybe 4%. Maybe a step increase. Maybe a COLA adjustment. And everyone exhales. But here's the hard truth. Contract negotiations will not save your financial future. Not because they don't matter, but because they are not designed to build wealth. They are designed to stabilize payroll. Today we're going to break down how contract raises really work, why back pay feels bigger than it is, why inflation usually outpaces negotiation cycles, and why relying on negotiations is a defensive strategy, not a growth strategy. Let's break it down calmly and mathematically. First, let's clarify something. Unions serve a purpose. Negotiations serve a purpose. Contracts protect baseline standards. They fight for raises, benefits, working conditions, and protections. That matters. But here's what they don't do. They do not create financial independence. They negotiate incremental adjustments to your compensation. Incremental adjustments are not the same thing as financial acceleration. Contracts protect the floor. They do not build the ceiling. Let's say your department negotiates a 3-year contract. Year 1, 3%. Year 2, 3%. Year 3, 4%. Sounds solid. But let's run the math. If inflation averages 3% per year over those 3 years, your real growth looks like this. Year 1, 3% raise minus 3% inflation equals 0% real growth. Year 2, 3% raise minus 3% inflation equals 0% real growth. Year 3, 4% raise minus 3% inflation equals 1% real growth. Over 3 years, your real purchasing power barely moved. Now let's factor in higher inflation years. If inflation spikes to 6% in one of those years, you lose purchasing power, even with a raise. Contracts are negotiated based on historical data and budget constraints. Inflation does not ask permission from your union, it moves independently. And when inflation surges between negotiation cycles, contracts lag behind. That lag compounds. Back pay creates excitement. Maybe negotiations dragged for 18 months. Now you receive a lump sum check. $8,000, $12,000, $15,000. It feels like a win. But here's the reality. That money represents delayed income you were already entitled to, and often, taxes reduce it significantly. It's already absorbed by inflation. And it's psychologically treated like extra money. Many officers use back pay to upgrade vehicles, pay off small debts, take trips, or increase lifestyle temporarily. Very few invest it strategically. So the back pay moment passes, and your long-term trajectory barely shifts. Back pay feels like acceleration, but often it's just catching up. Negotiations happen every few years. That cycle creates a mental rhythm. Things will improve next contract. Just wait for negotiations. Relief is coming. But financial growth does not operate in contract cycles. Wealth compounds daily. Markets move daily. Inflation moves daily. Investment returns move daily. If your financial strategy resets every 3 to 4 years when contracts update, you are operating reactively. Wealth building requires consistency, not episodic optimism. Some officers say, I don't need investments, I'll just promote. Promotion increases income. Step increases increase income. But here's the limitation. Both are capped. There's a ceiling to department salary growth. There is no ceiling to investment growth over decades. If you rely solely on rank progression, you are relying on a linear income model. Linear growth cannot outpace exponential compounding, and inflation is exponential. So is investment growth. Contracts operate linearly. Wealth grows exponentially. That difference matters. Negotiations are influenced by city budgets, tax revenue, political pressure, and economic downturns. In recessions, raises shrink. In budget crises, hiring freezes occur. In political turbulence, negotiations stall. Your financial future cannot depend on factors you do not control. Contracts are subject to politics. Your investment account is subject to markets. Markets are volatile, but historically long-term markets reward discipline. Political budgets reward compromise. Compromise is not wealth creation. Here's the key shift. Contracts are baseline protection. Ownership is independent growth. Your financial strategy should assume raises will be modest, inflation will persist, and budget cycles will fluctuate. And build beyond that. That means number one, investing consistently, regardless of contract status. Number two, increasing your savings rate when raises occur. Number three, using back pay as asset acceleration, not consumption. And number four, avoiding lifestyle expansion after each negotiation win. When you receive a raise, do this instead. Increase retirement contributions, increase brokerage investing, and increase margin. Turn raises into asset multipliers, not expense multipliers. That's strategic. There's something deeper here. Contract negotiations create a sense of external validation. We were heard. We won. We gained. But external validation is not financial stability. True financial stability is quiet. It's boring. It doesn't make headlines. It's built through automatic investing, controlled spending, long-term discipline, and diversification. It doesn't depend on bargaining cycles. It depends on consistency. Ownership means you are grateful for raises, but not dependent on them. You appreciate contract protections, but you build beyond them. You recognize your department negotiates for sustainability. You must negotiate for independence. That negotiation happens internally, between you and your habits, between you and your discipline, between you and your future self. Contract negotiations matter. They protect your baseline. They improve conditions, but they will not save your financial future. If your entire wealth strategy is wait for the next contract, you are operating defensively. And defensive financial strategies rarely create freedom. Invest independently, control lifestyle, use raises strategically, build assets consistently, because the contract protects your job. Ownership protects your future. Ownership, discipline, long-term thinking. This is Financial Roll Call.